All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead video for today, leading up to the start for The Walking Dead Season 10. In this one, we're going to give our thoughts on Norman Reedus literally begging Danai Gurira or Michonne to stay. So this one's a pretty cool article, and of course this is going to be the big concentration for this year, which is the confirmed leaving for Michonne in the Walking Dead television series. So there's a question of whether or not you think Michonne will survive like Rick did and leave in that way, or will she be killed off sort of, in sort of the opposite way, I guess similar to if Rick was, injured and everything and then just fell off the damn horse and a whole bunch of zombies ate him or something. Can we see that from Michonne? For my predictions, I think Michonne will probably live. It looks like there's other sites that reference this one too, that Norman Reedus, who of course plays Daryl in The Walking Dead, literally begged Danai Gurira to stay in the show, right? To stay there. So link will be in the description to metro.co.uk, so you guys can go ahead and check it out. It says, The Walking Dead's Norman Reedus tried his hardest to convince Danai Gurira to stay past the upcoming Season 10, but failed miserably. The 41-year-old has slayed as samurai sword slasher Michonne since The Walking Dead Season 2's finale, becoming a stalwart of the zombie epic and arguably the most popular character since its birth. However, at last month's San Diego Comic-Con, after months of speculation, Danai confirmed she was bowing out of AMC series for good. Unsurprising, since becoming one of the most bankable stars of this big screen, or one of the most bankable stars on the big screen with the Avengers. So, with the Avengers series in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So let's stop there for a second, give our thoughts on that one. So she has become a big star for The Walking Dead, but this is what I said when we found out that Andrew Lincoln was leaving. When we found out Andrew Lincoln was going to leave, it's kind of follow the leader, I think, in a lot of ways. When you have somebody who is so instrumental for the series and really is at the forefront. Rick is on the covers. He's the premier character. He's Carl's father. He's Judith's sort of father. he's right at the forefront there all the way through the seasons. Yes, you have certain instances where Daryl pulls ahead for certain things, certain seasons where maybe Daryl will get a cover and that kind of stuff. But most of the time, Rick was the forefront character for The Walking Dead up until now, basically, up until the midway point of Season 9, right? So it's not surprising for me that once you have him make that decision to do that, a lot of others will follow suit, and they'll do the same thing, because that's the way human behavior a lot of times works, especially for her, because she's got, the movies lined up, of course. She's been awesome in who is, in some ways, a similar character to Michonne, badass warrior type of character, right? In Avengers and Black Panther and all that. And of course, those have turned into so many movies and that whole thing. And, she's become a huge success and everything like that. Her career is probably going to be awesome going forward and all the way until she eventually retires, which might not be that long if she keeps getting those Marvel contracts, right? So, it's like, yeah, it makes sense that she's going to leave, right? It makes total sense. So it says, but thought you were gutted. Daryl Dixon star Norman has revealed he was pleading with the hero to change her mind. Quote, or it says here, I've been begging her to stay since we started the season. She's such a strong character, and she's such a sweet lady, and she's fun to work with, and she's always on point, the 50-year-old explained. Well, that's crazy to think that he's 50 now, right? She shows up on set for a tiny scene with a notebook full of notes. She's a joy to be around. I'm going to miss her as much as I miss Rick, to be honest. She's awesome. So it sounds like he wanted her to stay, right? Because if you think about it, the Walking Dead original television series is kind of like Daryl's show now. It's sort of like Daryl has basically kind of taken over as the, he hates it if any of us say this, but the Rick for The Walking Dead. Daryl is kind of the new Rick, sort of, or kind of the Rick 2.0, or sort of the next lead for he's going to get mad, the next lead for The Walking Dead, right? That's what he is, okay? So that's what it is. It's what he is. All right, you might not want that, but that's what he is, right? So, he tried to get her to stay, he tried to get her to continue, and it sounds like it didn't work. The Walking Dead Season 10 trailer was released last month, and promised big things for Michonne, including a kiss with King Ezekiel, which we have so many questions about. Announcing her exit, Danai told fans at San Diego Comic-Con, quote, I can confirm this will be my final season on this amazing TV show as Michonne. I would just like to say that this has been one of the purest joys of my life to play this role and to be among these people and those who are not here right now and among all of you. I'm very thankful for the experience I've had in ways I can't state right now. My heart does not leave in any way, shape, or form. The Walking Dead family is forever. The connection between us never ends. So she loves the series. She loves the time she got to be Michonne in it. I would imagine that, her career, if she had not have been in The Walking Dead, would be completely different. And, she must, obviously thank The Walking Dead a lot for the exposure that she was able to get. And then also, of course, the MCU as well afterwards. Yeah, she's obviously got nothing to worry about, right? She'll be fine leaving. There's no question here. However, showrunner Scott Kimball joined Andrew Lincoln to discuss the Rick Grimes-centric movies, which will come to cinemas in 2020, and suggested there might be life in Michonne after season 10 after all. Quote, she has some amazing things ahead of her, and we're not completely done with her. I'll just say that, he explained, which can only really mean one thing. I will say we're not completely done with anyone who comes and goes in the show, and you guys will see that as we move on, but she has some amazing things ahead, and in some ways she's suffering like showrunner Angela Kang and I suffered, and that's awesome. So, is there anything we can read into that in what he's saying there? No, I don't think so. especially after Kirkman's stunts with the Walking Dead comic book series and how mistrusting I am right now of anything Kirkman says, and Gimple is thrown in the same basket with Kirkman because they're working on comics and stuff together. So they're partners in crime together. They're in it together, right? So listen to anything he's saying. Whatever. I'm not reading into that at all. Is she going to survive the season? It's almost like if he says, well, there's awesome things coming for her, and makes you think she's going to be in the movies and everything like that. It's like probably means they're going to kill her off, right? So you can't read into it at all. You have no idea what they're going to do. So do I think she'll survive out the season and she'll kind of leave in a good way? Yeah, I think so. I've got some ideas or some theories on what we might see, and we'll do some videos on that pretty soon. So that'll be cool, and we'll go through that. So I think the show will survive, and I think we will see her in the movies with Rick eventually here. She's got to leave to go find Rick at some point. So especially if she finds out from Gabriel that Gabriel knows that Anne was feeding people to this helicopter group, and Michonne is going to be super pissed off that he waited all this long to tell her. So she might beat him up a little bit or something, right? So so that's the way it goes. And then she finds out and she has to leave because she's on a mission to find Rick because she knows he's alive out there somewhere, and she just has to find him no matter what. So she leaves and goes off to do that. Then that'd be cool to see if we see her in the movies. That's what we're all hoping for. But it's hard to say, right? Like we don't know for sure if that's what they're going to do. I'd like to see that, and that's what I would lean towards. Maybe I'm going 70-30, 70 for that she'll survive out The Walking Dead. She'll leave in season 10, and we'll see her in maybe the second Rick movie or something like that, and they'll be part of her journey to find Rick, and eventually she will, and that will be really cool to see, and maybe they could do some other stuff with her after that. But it'll probably be, and again, that movie format, which is kind of convenient for them because then they can schedule it in between the actor and actresses doing other big budget movies and doing other stuff that they're going to do, like Andrew Lincoln's doing Penguin Bloom, right? So they can work it in on their schedule and still allow them to do movies and do other projects and come back to do the movie stuff. Whereas if they're in the original Walking Dead series, they can't take on those other movies and stuff because they're filming Walking Dead episodes all the time, which of course is probably going to be lesser pay for most people, except for Daryl and Carol, right, and some of the special ones like that, than it would be for them. Like, it makes more sense for them to do the movies and then do other movies on their own, and go on the movies in that way, and then them to keep the mainstays with Carol and Daryl kind of on permanently and do it that way for that. So those are kind of my thoughts on what we're seeing here. It's kind of sad that he wasn't able to talk her into it, but the truth is that once Rick left, even the actor Andrew Lincoln, Danai Gurira, the characters are connected too, obviously, right? So it's not just when Rick leaves, it's like, creatively for her character, it makes sense for her to go too, really, doesn't it? Like, she's got RJ, she's got Judith there, but also it's like, okay, she want to go find Rick. She knows Rick is alive. She finds out. Then does it make sense for her character that she would just leave to go? It does too, right? Because it's like, but Rick could need her help, so she's going to go. And she knows that RJ and Judith are relatively safe there for the most part, minus whisper threats and stuff. Granted, they have killed some young. Henry wasn't that old when he got decapitated. So, it's the world of The Walking Dead, right? Nothing's perfect, right? You got gray everywhere. It's not as gray as Game of Thrones, but it's great to some point. Anyway, that'll be it for today's video, guys. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments below. Norman Reedus begging Michonne to stay, and his pleads not being answered. Her going to be leaving anyway. What do you think? And do you think she'll survive, to go into the movies later? I think she will. But at the same time, I wouldn't be terribly shocked if she didn't either, because, that's kind of a Gimple Kirkman thing to do right now, right? So it's kind of up with the latest. If you guys like the video today, please thumb it up below. You can share, you can favorite, subscribe at the bottom left if you're new, and I'll see you guys again for another Walking Dead video soon. As always, it's Trev, saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.